Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. So guys, this is going to be part 2, where I review all of the Black Series unveils from yesterday's Fan First Wednesday. This was an amazing reveal for all of the Black Series figures. Admittedly enough, I don't know enough about most of the releases, but I think I can get through most of them, as they do have a lot of connections to the first 3 original Star Wars films. Alright guys, without further ado, let's take a look and see what we got. Alright guys, let's dive into this, but before we get started, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post up to 2 episodes a week, and I hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to hit that bell notification, so you'll always know when new episodes are posted. Alright guys, let's dive right into this. Alright guys, admittedly enough, I don't know enough about these comic book figures that are being showcased for the new Black Series, but this one does, appeal to me on a certain level. It is, of course, the white suit Darth Vader. Now, from what I understand, this is a redeemed Darth Vader. Something about the storyline where he actually, at the end of the book, redeems himself and actually, dons a white version of his costume, his armor, and goes and helps Leia and Luke, in the story. Now, I don't know enough about the character myself, but honestly, I do actually like his outfit. Here we have some great shots, and you know what? Thanks so much to Roger and Cohen PMK again for these wonderful, great high-resolution photos. Really appreciate it. So we can see here he comes with a soft goods cape as well as the standard soft goods that are on his armor. He's basically just a palette swap for the most part. You know what? It's interesting. He does have that great look in terms of a enlightened type of Darth Vader, I guess you would say. His eyes are actually of a silver motif. But everything else is pretty much exactly what you would expect from Darth Vader. He looks exactly like Darth Vader, down to the final T. It's interesting because his lightsaber is still red. I guess, making the lightsaber bleed is pretty much where it's going to be. I guess you can't have, a blue lightsaber, which would have been interesting in and of itself. But that said, other than that, he's well put together. I do love the new sculpt for, his chest technology and his belt. It looks great, honestly. Here we have him in a more standard pose. Again, I think I would have preferred it if the lightsaber was blue or perhaps green. I think that would have been a really nice touch. But yeah, he just looks. I guess he still looks as menacing as before, just all bathed in white. Seriously, I think I'm really, sort of enamored by his look, but. Yeah, I mean, he's a white Darth Vader. What can you say? Small little details like like his nose piece, which has a slightly different gray tone, along with the 2 nubs on his mask. His gloves are slightly different, not exactly white. They're just an off-white. But yeah, it really does encapsulate the entire character. Again, I just don't know enough about him from the comic book, as I just did not read the comic books and I'm not really familiar with that type of canon. If he ever does show up in the movies, which I doubt, who knows, maybe he'll show up in, the new Kenobi series as a possible, form of Darth Vader, that could have been. That would be an interesting kind of concept for the show, but I guess only time will tell. The packaging design looks incredible, honestly. This obviously is the cover from one of the comic books itself. We see Luke and Leia here, and it appears as if they've just finished defeating Darth Vader. Luke seems to have cut off one of Vader's arms, but he's not come out of this unscathed. You can see that his own uniform has been sliced open. Leia looks like she's come just in time. Perhaps they fought together. Again, I just don't know enough about the characters here. He is of course called the Infinities Darth Vader, which I guess that's the name of the comic book itself. But honestly, I do love this artwork. It looks absolutely so great. Yeah, at some point I think I might actually take a look and read up about the character. Seriously, it looks great. And here we have the actual packaging design itself. Beautiful stuff here. I love the way these comic book style bookends are designed. Again, as I said, just like books. So they open up, you can see the character inside, and of course the illustration of Darth Vader donning his white costume on the inner sleeve. It's great. Little bit about where the character comes from in multiple languages. Again, I'm sorry to say, but I really do think a blue lightsaber or a green lightsaber would have matched a little bit better. But I guess that's actually the color that was also in the comic book itself, so, I guess it passes. Another character which I just have no familiarity with, but I do find very, very cool, is, of course, Princess Leia in her battle outfit. I mean, here she looks much more like, a battle-hardened type of Princess Leia. She's been in the field, she's, fought side by side by all the rebels, and she looks like she's in very much, what's it called? A commando type of role. She has a huge cape, which she has. I think it might even be a poncho. Very very Jedi-like. But she's still wearing her signature white outfit. She's got tanned gloves. It appears, and the face sculpt is so new. This is a little bit. A little bit updated version of the original face sculpt. She has slightly longer hair. This is, of course, to match with the character that's actually in the comic book itself. Carrie Fisher here is, you can still see it in her face. I do like the sculpt itself. Maybe a little bit younger, just in between the first two movies. Honestly, it's great. She has that longer, standard Rebel blaster, and an additional sidearm. Looks like it's the same blaster she's had ever since she was young. I really don't mind the sculpt here. It's not just a regular plain white robes that she, her original costume that we see in the movies. She's actually got tan gloves. She's got brown boots. And, her holster is also, signature brown. It's great. She looks very, very different than she did in the actual movies. Yeah, honestly, I do really appreciate this particular, version of Leia. There she is sporting her traditional blaster. Yeah, she looks more confident here. She looks a little bit more rough and tumble, and I do like it. I really do like the belt and the way it's been, just hangs across her hips. Seriously, she definitely looks like she likes to get her hands dirty, and that is something which we have seen in the series. She has fought alongside with the rebels, particularly on Endor. But here, she looks a little bit more. She still retains a little bit more of her regal attitude. Again, she still has that very princess-like demure. Whereas when she was on Endor, she really was, with a camouflaged poncho, helmeted, looking a little bit more rough and tumble there. This one still allows her to be a little bit more feminine, but at the same time, also knows how to bring the business, I think. Seriously, I am really liking the sculpt, even though I don't know enough about it. I do love the sculpt, and you know what? The pose, those boots really do it for me, honestly. I have to say, this is going to be one of those characters which I collect specifically because I do like the design. I'm seriously going to have to consider reading these books because I've never seen the characters in these outfits, and I think it would be really cool to actually learn a lot more about them. Seriously, I'm really excited about this. Here we have the packaging design, and I have to say, yeah, I'm excited. I can see some of the illustrations on the inner page, and yeah, I do like the way she looks. Now, the I'm going to call it a cape, but it's kind of like, I imagine there's a hood on it, so it might be a poncho. It's actually white in this illustration, which I guess, if maybe it is yellow in certain issues, but in terms of like what we see here on the character itself, maybe they made the decision to actually make the cape more of a brownish, tanned version to match with the gloves, and I think it was the right decision. She looks a little too angelic for my liking on the illustration, whereas here it really does ground her in terms of like her overall appearance, and really you don't want to wear white on a battlefield. It just makes you stick out. So tan in a desert, for example, makes it a lot harder to find you. So yeah, great stuff. Hopefully we get to see more of it. Awesome. And here we have the actual illustration on the front, and of course there I am. My my initial assumptions have been corrected. Here she is on it appears, desert planet. It could be Tatooine, it could be anywhere else. But yeah, she's wearing that tanned, I'm going to say it's a poncho because it looks like it's got a hood. She has her tan gloves. Again, the wonderful white outfit with those beautiful boots, and she's just gunned down some sort of trooper. Yeah, she knows how to fight beside all of her rebel forces, and she's doing great. Can't wait to see this character. Seriously, this one's gonna be a lot of fun. And finally, This character, I have absolutely no idea with. Again, it comes from the comic books from what I understand. But I really do want to find out more about this character, as how often do you see a stormtrooper wielding a lightsaber? What is going on here? This is just crazy. So this is Sergeant Kreel, and honestly, I have no idea anything about this character, but the fact that he can wield a lightsaber, that in and of itself is intriguing. He's got such a different deco from any other stormtrooper I've ever seen. His backpack looks like it's some sort of rocket trooper from this angle. Again, I have no idea about the character, so I really don't know what's to draw from this. I'm just going to be commenting on what I see. He's got so many different pouches on his arms. His blaster holster is just hanging off the side there. Yeah, he's got so many different armaments, and he looks great. He's even got a gauntlet with it looks like a display readout. Again, I just don't know enough about the character to really give any real insight into him. But from what I see, he looks pretty badass. He's obviously some sort of captain. He has a shoulder pauldron with a huge Imperial symbol on it. Yeah, he's just looking great. I wonder what that computer readout on his forearm does. Perhaps it's a way to track Jedi. I really don't know. But he obviously is confident and loves wielding what appears to be Luke's lightsaber. I'm not really sure if that's actually a thing, but it is a green lightsaber. Maybe he took it off of a dead Jedi. I really don't know. Seriously, I want to find out more about this character. He seems so intriguing. I'm amazed. My interest has been piqued. Here he is with his standard blaster. Yeah, he's got the whole package here. I love the different, just a little bit of color with certain stormtroopers. Most of them have the yellow pauldron. This bright crimson pauldron with, the Imperial logo. It's just really makes him stand apart from every other stormtrooper that I've ever seen. Of course, he has, like I said, that computer readout on one of his forearms. Yeah, just the mix of white and black with all of the different straps. Seriously, it breaks up that all white appearance that most stormtroopers have, and honestly, he looks amazing. I really am curious as to what the story is with that lightsaber. I definitely have to at least take a look. Maybe Star Wars Theory has a whole episode on him. I might check it out, because seriously, he is piquing my interest to the nth degree. I'm seriously trying to figure out what it is about this character. But yeah, just his overall look is intriguing. I really do love the way he looks, and he's definitely going to be on my list to pick up for these versions of the character. At this point, I am basically going to pick up each one of these characters. The one that really weirds me out the most is, of course, Darth Vader, but I think I can get over that. Here we have the packaging design, and yeah, he's fighting with Luke. It appears that it's Luke, and Luke actually has a blue lightsaber. Does that mean that Sergeant Kreel actually stole Luke's lightsaber, and Luke actually had to build a new one? Fascinating. Seriously, this is interesting. Actually, wait, no, I believe that Darth Vader's? Is that Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber? Man, this is crazy. More and more questions come up because, again, I just did not read the comics. I apologize, everybody. I know everybody's just screaming at me. How could you not read those comics? Blasphemy. But I am very excited to find out more about this. I hope Star Wars Theory, did an episode on this guy. I really would like to find out. Here's some funny stuff. The Velcro is actually ripped off of the box. I bet you nobody noticed that. Yeah, here the illustration looks amazing. Seriously, very, very intrigued about this. He does appear to have a rocket pack. I don't think it's a long-range one, though. It looks very, very small. And yeah, Sergeant Kreel, former undercover agent 5241, serves an elite group of stormtroopers, Task Force 99, better known as Scar Squadron, under the direct command of Darth Vader. So, I don't know, is that Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, or did Darth Vader gift him one? So many questions. I would love to find out more about this character, seriously. This is Commando Sev from the Republic Commandos, and honestly, just like Boss, who I believe the buck is now based off of, I love it. I love the way he looks. I love the new helmet design. The shoulder pauldrons are a little bit, I'm gonna say they're a little bit wonky, but they serve their purpose. Honestly, I love the deco. He's got this, crimson reds. Well, I don't know what that is. Did he wipe down, just like what happened with Finn when he first met Poe? We saw the blood trail that was left by one of his comrades. Is that what we're seeing here? I don't know enough about the character to make that assumption, but yeah, it looks like he's got all these red markings all over the place. I don't know if that's battle damage on his pauldrons. But seriously, he's got that weathered look, even here on his chest armor. Very different. It's actually a gray chest armor versus the white of his shoulder pieces as well as his, leg pieces. And again, all this, I'm thinking it's paint. All these red markings. It's very, very tribal in its overall appearance. He looks great, seriously. Pretty much a one-to-one reuse of Boss's overall buck, but then again, they're from the same squadron, so I guess you'd expect that. He does have a brand new rifle, though. It looks great. A little bit of weathering on the tip there, as if it's been fired multiple times. I do love the deco. It really does make him stand out, and again, differentiates him from Boss 100%. The most striking feature about him is definitely the fact that his main torso is gray, along with some of his backpack. But what really makes him stand out is definitely those red highlights. They look crazy. Again, very, very tribal. If we look at the gun as well, it seems as if there is some additional deco in there. That could just be the shot, but on first glance, it looks like there's some white, sort of silvery wash across the entire thing. Here we have the packaging design, and honestly, it is your standard packaging. He does look great in there. Part of the Game of Greats lineup, Star Wars Republic Commandos, RC-1207 Sev. And if we look on the side of the packaging, there he is, trying to get a glimpse as to what the next character could be. It's a very, very tiny little chevron there. Not sure what that is. Oh, there's another hand. Interesting. No glove, so it could be anybody. Perhaps another Night Brother? Something along those lines? Who knows? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section below. Very, very interesting. The next character is someone who I'm very familiar with, obviously. Comes from Rogue One and Clone Wars as well as Rebels. It is, of course, Saw Gerrera. And honestly, love this character, portrayed by Forrest Whitaker. And honestly, what a portrayal. In Rogue One, he was already pretty much, at the end of his fighting days as a rebel cell. But Saw Gerrera does as Saw Gerrera does. The Rebel Alliance has pretty much distanced themselves from him. He is pretty much a shell of his former self. He's been fighting the Empire for so long, and you know what? This is the results. Scarring all over his body, missing, basically, much like Darth Vader, he's missing an arm. He has bionic parts everywhere, and he's even using a respirator to continue to breathe. I love the fact that this is a brand new character from the top to bottom. There is nothing reused here as far as I can tell. He's got that breathing apparatus which just hangs there. The tubes that go all over the place. His arms might be reused from somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but I doubt it. His pants, perhaps his upper thighs. Maybe that's something that they could have reused, but. Seriously, looking at everything, I really can't tell if there's anything reused. It's hard. It's really difficult if there's any reuse at all. I love the fact that he's got that one sandal versus his robotic leg. So great. Really shows just how much of, how much battle-worn he was and what he sacrificed to fight the Empire on his terms. So great. I do love the color schemes, the overall color plastic, which is I guess it's a bit of a really dark gray blue versus that one shoulder pauldron which has a light cyan, baby blue, if you will, and all those wonderful decos on all the silvery pieces. This is a hugely decoed character. He's got paint everywhere. Seriously, it's beautiful. I love the belt that with his sidearm holder, and of course the oxygen tank. I'm guessing it's an oxygen tank that he holds by his side. Once again, he looks incredible. The cape that he wears, the fact it's got two tones. The inner part is kind of a tan, and the back is kind of like beige. Wonderful attention to detail. Even his staff, it's got multiple decos on it, all silver trim, and yeah, This is a lot of deco on this one character. Incredible. Comes with his sidearm blaster, still willing to fight even though he's falling apart. Seriously, some may call him radical, but at the end of the day, he's done a lot for the rebellion, even though they sort of distance themselves from him. Seriously, Saul, again, after losing his sister, was never really the same. I love the deco on the face. It basically captures Forrest Whitaker's, demeanor when he was playing the character. A defeated man, still willing to fight the fight, but also, pretty much a shadow of his former self. Absolutely stunning. I do love the way this character looks. Very, very happy to add this guy to my collection. Can't wait until we see him in hand. There's not much more I can say about him. He just looks absolutely stunning. Here we have the package design, very, very minimal. A lot of people will ask, what am I paying for here? He's only got 2 additional accessories, and the reality is you are paying for a brand new figure from top to bottom. I don't think I've ever seen this much new tooling in any sort of Star Wars character so far. Somebody can probably correct me on that, but so far, I think I'm correct in saying that this is a brand new character from top to bottom. Every little piece of him, including his legs, perhaps, some pieces in the belts, perhaps, but for the most part, I can't see any reuse here at all. The breathing apparatus, his actual oxygen tanks, the side holsters. Everything about him is custom, from what I understand. Maybe the blaster is from something else, but I really can't see it. I think that's actually an original blaster along with his walking stick. So you are paying for a brand new, fully tooled figure. That's basically what it is, and he comes with so much stuff on him as well. Those breathing apparatus, those breathing tubes, they are separate pieces which have been glued on. Seriously, I do love the way he looks, and I do see why he is a deluxe figure. I can understand that completely. Here we have a side profile of the box, and we do see, of course, Forrest Whitaker portrayed in illustration there. Beautiful stuff. And of course, if we are going to try and guess who the next character is, it looks like some sort of stormtrooper that we can see here, but there's another character in the background. What is that? Fascinating. Who is that over there in the back, alongside or in front of this stormtrooper? What are your thoughts, guys? Please leave those in the comment section below. Very, very interesting. And then, just to wrap up this FanFest Wednesday, we did get a wonderful cosplay piece. It is Trapper Wolf's helmet. Oh, so great. This is one which, of course, is just a redeco of Luke Skywalker's helmet and Wedge Antilles' helmet, following that great tradition. Although it does have an interesting piece here where there's actually a microphone which runs across the front of the helmet. I can't remember if there's a microphone in front of either Wedge's or Luke's, which I do not believe so. But everything else is wonderfully decoed out here. We see the Trapper Wolf, I guess those are his own personal insignias on the top of the helmet. We see a lot of weathering, paint deco here. Great stuff. He's got all the visor itself is yellow, and the helmet itself is actually on a very, very light teal, actually. Closer to almost a greenish appearance, bluish, like really, really light green. I guess that's to complement all the yellow highlights and black trim. Looking so great, honestly. Love the chin strap as well. So wonderful. Here we have the side profile of Trapper Wolf's helmet. He's got that wonderful rebel symbol. It's looking so great. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's. I'm not too sure. So if somebody can tell me what the significance of that is, I don't know if those are his kills. I would imagine they might be. So yeah, that's amazing. He's killed if it's the same pattern on the other side, he's done at least 10 confirmed kills. Beautiful stuff. Love all that additional deco here. Really looks grimy. Star Wars lived in type of quality. So great. Then again, it is kind of that is some dirty helmet, man. Here's the 3/4 angle, and yeah, we can see a little bit more detail here on some of the molded parts. Honestly, now that I look at it, I actually don't think it's 100% Luke's helmet. I think there's a lot different about it. That's interesting. He's got that vent in the front there. I think the base is definitely Luke's helmet and Wedge's helmet, but they've done other little touches to it to make it very, very unique in and of itself. Yeah, here's the packaging design. There we can see Trapper Wolf on the side there. Electronic helmet, so it does actually augment your voice. Probably has a few call signs on the inside. Maybe some radio chatter. Awesome stuff. Similar to the way that it was on Luke Skywalker and Wedge Antilles' helmet. You can hear Luke and Wedge chatting away. Almost looks like amber, highlights in here, and it really has that yellow trim. Seriously, I am loving this. It looks so great. Yeah, love that illustration of Trapper Wolf, portrayed by Dave Filoni. Arguably the man who's actually helped to rescue Star Wars alongside with Jon Favreau. Seriously, I love this guy. He's got so many ideas, from the Clone Wars to Rebels, to the Mandalorian. Awesome stuff. Really, really appreciate this guy. So yeah, I really will be considering grabbing this helmet. I tried to find Wedge's helmet and Luke's helmet, but unfortunately they have long since gone out of print. Would love to be able to get those in my collection, but if I can get Trapper Wolves, I think I'll be very, very happy. Guys, I can't believe we're getting all these amazing figures. Coming soon in late 2022, early 2023. This is so great. We are spoiled for choice in terms of Star Wars collecting, but oh my gosh, my wallet is going to be in pain. I think it's going to be crazy, especially with the continuing rising costs of action figures as they are. Wow, guys, that's incredible. I can't believe we have this many great reveals between the Vintage Collection and the Black Series. I think we're in for a lot of great figures coming soon for 2022 and very early 2023. But guys, I'm going to put it to you now. What did you think about this entire Fan First Wednesday? I can't believe just how many figures were revealed in this one unveil for this Fan First Wednesday for Star Wars. It's just crazy. All those Vintage Collection figures, all those Black Series Collection figures, and even one Retro Collection figure. I have to say, it is an incredible time to be a Star Wars fan. But guys, I'm putting it to you now. What do you think about these Fan First Wednesday reveals? Are you into any of these action figures, whether it be Vintage Collection or the Black Series? Are any of these reveals really getting to you? Like, some of the more rare figures that have been re-released, like Shea Vizsla, or some of the newer releases like these new expanded universe figures. Guys, let me know in the comment section below. Or are you guys just a little bit too fed up with all of these price hikes and kind of weaning yourself off of all the action figures? And is this just a little bit too much Star Wars and you gotta take a break and reset yourself, waiting for something that you really, really enjoy? Please guys, leave those comments in the comment section below. I hope you guys are doing well and stay safe out there, guys. And if you did enjoy this episode, please do leave me a like. It really helps me out. Well, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. May the Force be with you, everybody. Geek proud. I want to take a moment to thank all of my Patreon and channel member supporters. A huge shout out to Ryreckon33, Old IT Guy, Princess Kagli, John Joker, Michael Traverso, Christopher Herndon, and Joseph Michaels. Thank you so much, everybody. Your support means the world to me and really does help the channel to keep going.